Looks like Robin's gonna do a thing. I'm always happy for chapters where Robin does things. I mean, you know, and there's a little bit of Jinbei going on here. Brooke's got some exciting stuff going on. I'll get to the Jinbei thing in a moment, but we'll get to that afterwards. Most importantly, Robin's doing a thing. Hello, Internet. I am the hero of Julios, once again with another One Piece chapter summary. This week's chapter is chapter 1147, What We're Afraid Of. Our artwork this week is the continuation of Yamato's journey as the daimyo of Udon. Thanks her for her service. And it is, in fact, Raizo. Raizo is the new daimyo of Udon. Kind of makes me wonder why this whole thing went under his nose. Unless he himself got captured, which would be kind of a bummer, considering, you know, he was, one of the 9 red scabbards. Like, he was, a pretty big time number guy. So, kind of a bummer if Who's Who either managed to sneak past a ninja or defeated a ninja. It's not good looks in the Raizo stocks. But other than that, I'm happy for him. He's got a nice new job. Good for Raizo, I guess. So that's pretty much all we get for the continuation of that story. I don't know if Yamato's new followers are going to continue on this journey as well, or if they're going to be in Udon waiting for the return of their new master. What have you, whatever reason. Let's get into the actual chapter itself. The chapter starts off with a reminder that Robin and Chopper are currently hidden in Saul's beard. He told them, to keep safe, stay hidden, and wait for an opportunity to save the children as Saul got defeated by Sommers. Unfortunately for us, Robin and Chopper are actually our only hope for the children right now, as we do see the rest of the Straw Hat crew, minus the monster trio, has been rounded up and captured. We got Nami, Brooke, Jinbei, Usopp. They're all just tied up by Gunko's arrows. And in this group, they're all kind of mourning that they've lost. Usopp's upset they lost. Nami's mad that they lost. Nami is mad that Jinbei didn't stop Gunko, because I will agree with Nami on this. Jinbei should be strong enough to handle at least one of the God's Knights. I don't know their full extent of their abilities, but I feel like Jinbei could at least handle one in a fight. However, what I will not stand for is what I saw online. I am very disappointed in the community on this, so I usually try to avoid hearing other people's thoughts before making my video so that I can avoid a tainted opinion. But this time, I saw this post on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, and it upset me greatly because people are calling Jinbei weak. They're calling Jinbei a failure of a monster. He is not worthy to be with the monster trio. I think, personal theory to the community as a whole, I think we've been in Wano for so long, fighting nothing but zone-type users, that we have forgotten what it is like to fight an honest-to-goodness paramecia. A good old-fashioned paramecia fight. Because zones, what you see is what you get. Oh my gosh, he turned into a dinosaur. That's crazy. Now, not to say that dinosaurs don't have unique abilities. For example, the pterodon being able to pull its head back and launch it at its prey, or the triceratops being able to turn into a helicopter. These are facts that, how could anyone prepare for such amazing historical facts? We weren't there to witness these creatures in the first place, so who knows what things they're capable of doing. But when you fight a paramecia, they show up and they say, "Hi, I'm a rubber man. I ate the rubber fruit. I ate the Gomu Gomu no Mi. I am a man made of rubber." And you're like, wow, okay, his arms stretch. That's nifty. He's immune to lightning. That's nifty. Well, his arms can stretch, and he's immune to lightning. That's pretty much all rubber can do. So I can handle this guy, right? I'm Rob Lucci. Luffy's not even fast enough to match me in shave. Oh, what's that? Oh, because his heart is made of rubber, he can actually make it beat really, really fast, and now he's moving at superhuman speed. Oh, because he's made of rubber, it's safe for him to inflate himself just like a balloon and punch me with the fist the size of a giant. Oh, he can increase his muscle density and become a lightning-fast punchaholic. Oh, he can turn into a giant. Now, that last one did come from his Devil Fruit Awakening. And yes, many people will argue that because he is a actually a zone, that this is a mythical zone to be exact, that this is a different category. But what I'm getting at is, you don't know what a paramecia is fully capable of until pretty late in your fight. Look at all the things a non-mythical zone disguised as a paramecia can do. Foxy, he can shoot his, neurophotons, but the slow beam can also reflect off glass. That's not something you're going to learn in the first 2 seconds of the fight. For example, Perona, with the ability to, make her little negative hollows. We thought, oh man, that's a pretty nifty ability to begin with. She can make the ghosts. No. She can also make herself into a ghost and become an intangible opponent. She can make that thing grow to a giant size. She can make little ghosts that explode. The shadow fruit. Yeah, at first, he takes your shadow, sticks it in a zombie. That's pretty cool. Oh, he can also absorb the shadow himself and gain those abilities. Big Mom with the soul fruit. That's pretty scary. She can take your lifespan, and she can use her own soul to make the big homies like Zeus and Prometheus. Oh, she can give her bones life and force them to heal themselves? So as Jinbei is defending himself from both Nami and the community, apparently, Jinbei does note that he is trying to figure out what Gunko's ability is and how to counter it. Because right now, we don't have a counter to this ability. Gunko showed up and gave us a classic paramecia. Here's what I can do. You have no clue how it works, but you'll figure it out halfway through the fight. But if that wasn't reason enough to keep an eye on little Gunko, Brooke actually says something that is really shocking here. Brooke recognizes her. Brooke actually says, that person, there's no way. That doesn't even make sense. She's way too young. And then Gunko gets his attention by stabbing an arrow sword through his eye socket and scaring him. He's like, oh my god, the zombie woman! And she says, you're going to be my slave. You're going to make music for me for the rest of my life. Now, considering she regenerates like the 5 elders do, the rest of her life is probably a very long time. But Brooke's maybe immortal as well? So this could be the worst kind of fangirl. This is, I don't know if any of you have ever heard of the book Misery, but this is, I've kidnapped you, I'm going to keep you, and you're going to make what I want. And yeah, this is the worst case of a fangirl capturing you. Or best case, I guess, if you're, if you got some issues you need to work out. So as she, points to Brooke and says, join me forever, Brooke says, oh, no, sorry, I actually can't do that. You see, when I gained my second life, I decided to dedicate it to Straw Hat Luffy. I am going to make that man king of the pirates. I'm going to reunite with my buddy Laboon. I have no time to write songs for my fangirl. Now, personally, I think Brooke would be perfectly happy with writing a song for a fan, as long as they don't mind him releasing it after Luffy becomes the Pirate King. But Gunko doesn't like this. She even says, well, what if I told you I'll just kill you then if you refuse? And Brooke said, that's fine. I've died before. I'd rather die than live without my honor. Yeah, Gunko doesn't like that. She ends up punting him away. But the weird thing is, when she punts him, she grips her own heart. Like, it legitimately hurt her to do that. There's something deeper about Gunko. There's something deeper about Brooke. I'm actually really excited about this because a very long time ago, we knew that Brooke, we learned this in Thriller Bark actually, Brooke used to be a member of like a royal vanguard or a royal guard in some kingdom back in the West Blue. And that's it. That's all we know about Brooke. Then Brooke became a pirate. Yada yada. Laboon, death, sadness, rebirth, 50 years alone at sea. Brooke just casually glances over I was, in a royal guard. That's where I learned all my fencing. Like, Oda, are we going to visit that? That sounds really cool. I'm really excited for this. I'm hoping maybe Gunko was from the same kingdom Brooke was. Maybe she was a princess, or maybe she was a servant girl, or maybe she was, I don't know, just like Brooke's fencing partner back in the day. Whatever the reason, these two know each other on a deeper level than crazed fan and the Afro, musician that she loves. But as Gunko is kicking Brooke to the curb, Sommers, weirdly enough, is being the rational one here. He sees Gunko kick Brooke and he's like, whoa, hang on. Listen, Gunko, trust me, I love kicking peasants as much as the next person, but I don't want to start a fight with that straw hat guy. So let's, cool it on them for a minute while I make my epic announcement as I gloat about how I snuck into the Giants and I won't face a single one of them because I'm a baby. I'm Sommers. Look how cool I am. I managed to beat Saul in a sneak attack while he was defending children. I'm so strong. Sommers is the weakest of all of the God's Knights. I'm calling it now. Sommers is lame. Sommers is dumb. He has a very cool devil fruit and is a fantastic villain, but I don't like him. The more I learn about him, the more I dislike him. And my dislike for him grows as he takes his little transponder snail and says, "Attention, Giants of Elbaf." The transponder pill bugs begin to echo across the island. "I'm sure you've noticed, giant monsters have attacked all of Elbaf." That was me! I'm Sommers! It was me! I am the Great One, Sommers! We of the God's Knights have arrived, but me, Sommers, the important one, would like you to know that the giant monsters are us. We've kidnapped your children. What are their names? Killingham, can you get the names? And Killingham is just like, oh, yeah, Ange, the woman here. And she's like, yeah, do you know the children's names? Of course I do. I'm their teacher. Oh, good. List them off for me in a minute. And I mean, she obliges mostly because she kind of has to. But, so anyway, Sommers continues. He says, here's what we're gonna do. I kidnapped your children. You are going to become the giant warrior slaves for us in the upcoming worldwide war. Because we kind of need you for that. You're going to be a great front line. That way I don't have to do anything. Because again, I'm Sommers, super powerful, I promise. But I actually don't want to fight. I would rather just sit on my couch. And I kind of want you guys to do it. So while he is making this announcement, the giant warriors are like, so that's the guy that kidnapped the kids. Well, let's get going. Let's stop them. Dory, Broggy, Oimo and Kashi, the rest of their crew. We got Gaban with them. Like, this is a pretty easy fight. Until one of the giants looks down and says, hey, one of the monsters getting closer looks kind of familiar. And one of the other giants goes, yeah, hey, why does she look like my wife? And then another giant woman lands on the ship, and they're like, oh my gosh, she looks like my wife. And he's like, oh yeah, aren't you, I forget the kid's name. You're like Bjorn's father or something. That's right. And they're like, my son's greatest fear. It's his mom! And the giants, you can tell the giant warriors are old because there is so much boomer humor here of like, oh my god, it's my wife, my greatest fear, as the giant fake wives are smashing the ship apart, and they're like, I'm sorry I didn't take out the trash, I'm sorry I went out drinking last night, I'm sorry I ate the cookies for the bake sale, I didn't know. And so these giants are literally fighting boomer humor as we speak, and it ends up crashing their ship. Now, fortunately, this does reunite Gaban with Ripley, and now Frankie can maybe join the pursuit towards the children, but the giant warriors are not coming to save the day. They are too far away at the moment. This gets even worse as Sommers begins to list off the names of the children. I don't have them all written down, just the two that stood out to me personally. Olaf, he was a very cowardly boy. He's like, I'm dreaming. This has to be a dream. That can't be real. Is apparently Oimo's grandson, which is really cool. I like that. I like anytime characters are intertwined in even the simplest of fashion. I think that's really cool. So now we have the grandson of a crew member of Dory and Broggy. So that's pretty cool. The other one I really like is Ranja, because I don't know, fortune favors the optimist, because she's literally, they're all walking to their doom. I should mention Killingham woke them up so that they can see the horrors ahead of them. But as they're walking to their doom, Ranja's just like, it's gonna be okay, guys. hey, I mean, look, the fire's out. That's nice. We're just going on a walk. That's good exercise. So, God bless the little optimist, just because I hope she keeps that ray of sunshine the whole time. There's a few other children. One is like, my mom's going to kill me for us getting, captured. And one of the other kids is like, well, at least you have parents. And one kid is just like, there has to be a way to save me exclusively. There has to be a way for me to get out of this. What a selfish little brat. But leading them all is Colin. As Sommers says, we had 9. We had 9 little brats, but now we have this 10th one, Colin, who decided to be a great hero. Meanwhile, hearing the announcement, Scopper Gaban is just like, oh, Ripley, did you hear that? Our son's a hero! It's not the time for that, honey. I mean, yeah, sure, great. He's going to get killed, but sure. But with that information, though, Gaban's like, okay, I know where it is. I'm going to start heading that way. And I'm going to say it's a combination of observation hockey plus knowing Colin's last location. But the important thing here is Sommers calls out to Jarl and says, hey, there's no king right now. There's no Loki right now. There's no Haruden right now. You're the guy in charge when the king's away. So you're the guy who's going to make this call. You're going to swear loyalty to the God's Knights, to all of Marie-Joie. You're going to become our giant slaves and fight in the war for us. And finally, most importantly, you're going to burn down this ridiculous school, because who needs a school when all you have to do is be giant warriors? And then you're going to burn down the library next to it, because it's full of useless information from the past that nobody cares about, because I, Sommers, have already studied my ABCs and don't need any further books. And that's the worst thing you can say when you're 20 feet away from one of the best characters in One Piece. Robin does not like when people destroy history. Robin really doesn't like when you destroy history that people risk themselves for. And Robin really doesn't like when you step on Ohara. Now, I know it's been a while since we had a good Robin fight. Last arc, we got her to beat the crap out of Black Maria. That was pretty fun to watch. But we haven't seen Robin fight someone over history since Yama. Robin broke Black Maria's back because she attacked her crew. She attacked her family. Robin threw Yama off a cliff onto jagged rocks below because he messed with history. Sommers is messing with history. Sommers is messing with giants. Sommers is messing with her crew. Sommers hurt Saul. So both Scopper Gaban heading towards him and Robin standing right there say in unison, I will not let this happen. So if Scopper doesn't kill him, Robin's going to. Things are looking really bad for Sommers, and I am super pumped for it. Unfortunately, I don't get to watch a Robin beatdown next week because we are on break. That being said, let me know in the comments below what attacks you hope Robin's going to use. Maybe Robin's going to break out hockey. That would actually be really cool because, I mean, I'm not saying like, oh, power-up time for the Straw Hat crew, but I would like to see more than the Monster Trio using hockey, considering we are about to hit the new world, and I firmly believe the Blackbeard Pirates all have hockey at their disposal. So we're going to have to step this up if we are going to be the Pirate King's crew. But that's fine. That's okay. We're going to see it in a couple weeks. I'll have to wait a little bit for Robin, but that's all right. I'm happy. I'm happy. I hope you're happy. Thank you, as always, for watching, and I will see you in the next video. This is the Hero of Julios, Xing out.